Hey, what it do, y'all? It's your boy E2 Blue coming back at you again, man. What's today? Monday, man. Look, we have one more game of the season left, as we talked about. Cowboys playing against the Commanders this weekend. Should be a good game. We don't know. I don't know what the implications are going to be technically, but we don't know what the Dallas Cowboys are going to do. Whether they're just going to say, "Forget it." Because no matter what they do, whether they, if they lose, right, they can't do worse than the 5th seed. They are pretty much locked into the 5th seed unless the Eagles lay a goose egg against the Giants. So let's talk about the NFC playoff picture, shall we? But before I get into that, I just wanted to address, I don't know who this guy is, Greg Johnson, I don't know, keeps making comments about me saying that I didn't know whether the Cowboys were going to go. When we played the Jaguars, he said that I said that I didn't know whether the Cowboys were going to go to the playoffs at that point. I'm like, are you serious, dude? Do you actually really think that me as a Cowboys YouTuber and the fact that I do research and talk about the Cowboys all day, every day, would not know that the Cowboys are going to the playoffs? You really believe that shit? So then he sends me a clip of me saying said thing at Mark's house. All of you guys know that I say a lot of sarcastic things at Mark's house, to the point that, like, you brought this to my attention for what? Yes, I forgot I said it because I say a lot of sarcastic things. I say a lot of jokes. Everybody that knows me knows that I'm a character. They know that I joke a lot, especially when my man DMV is around. We're always joking and playing around. Hell, I'm joking even more now because I'm mourning the loss of my father. First of all, in the last 3 months, I lost my grandmother, my stepfather, and my actual father. In the last 3 months. So I need some humor some damn where. So for you to even bring that up is just stupid. And I just, again, everybody knows that, like, if I say something like that, you know I'm being sarcastic. Because why would I not know what the Cowboys are doing? Like, that to me, for you to even believe that I think that is astronomically crazy. And your boy Philip Ellis too, I call him Mr. Negative. He says he's a Cowboy fan, but I've never seen him say anything positive about the team. So I don't know. But I don't even know why I'm even addressing these guys, because it doesn't matter. But anyway, back to the project at hand. As far as the NFC picture goes for the Dallas Cowboys, the Eagles, the 49ers, the Bucks, the Giants, and shout out to the Giants for clinching their number 6 spot. So shout out to them for that. I know Giants fans, I know you guys are happy. Well deserved. I give credit. Y'all know I give credit where credit due. Shout out to Brian DeBall for bringing that team completely around from where they were before, and able to use Daniel Jones in a way that their former coaching staff could not do. That's a commendable thing. So shout out to Brian DeBall for that. I don't know if he'll get Coach of the Year, but he's definitely deserving of a nomination for that. So, you know me, I always give credit where credit's due. I will say too as well, the Commanders, what were y'all thinking? So, real quick, I was talking to my mom's boyfriend about this last night. Because he's a Commander fan. And I'm just like, what thought process was it to decide to bring Wentz in at the end of the season when you are trying to make a playoff push, when you have been doing pretty decent with Taylor Heineke? I'm not a Commander fan, but as an outsider looking in, I can even see that team definitely plays better with Taylor Heineke. They don't want to play under Carson Wentz. Why in the world would you put Carson Wentz back in the game? That I don't understand. Doesn't make any sense. And now they're suffering for that. Because now they're eliminated. Washington Commanders had the opportunity for the whole division to go to the playoffs this year. But they want to knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone, And they unveiled their new mascot. What's his name? Major Tuddy, the pig, for nothing. For them to just be eliminated, because you lost against the Browns and the Packers beat the dog snot out of the Vikings. So, with that being said, now that there's only 3 teams in the division going now the Washington Commanders messed that shit up for themselves. You can't make this up. It's just crazy how all of this transpires. But right now, 1 through 7, Eagles have the number 1 spot at 13-3 as of today. Eagles have the number 1 spot, 13-3. The 49ers have the 2nd seed at 12-4. The Vikings have the number 3 spot at 12-4. The Bucks have the number 4 spot with their 8-8 record because they won their division. That's how they got that spot. The Cowboys are the 5th seed right now, 12-4. Remember, I said the Cowboys can't do worse than the 5th seed. They're locked into that. They can go higher, but they can't go lower than the 5th seed. I mean, they can't go like behind the 5th seed. They can't be 6 or 7 or anything like that. The Giants are locked in at number 6 with a 9-6-1 record. Because I think that tie that they had with the Commanders, that was a weird game. And then the 7th seed, as of right now, the Seahawks has the 7th seed spot. But with the games this weekend, the last game of the season, it's going to be raw for these 3 teams. I'm going to tell you. The Seahawks, the Lions, and the Packers are all fighting to get that 7th seed spot after the last game of the season. And all 3 of those teams are 8-8. So whoever wins gets that tiebreaker. So here goes a couple of scenarios. Obviously, the Eagles stay and clinch the number 1 seed and the division if they win versus the Giants or the Cowboys lose at the Commanders. So ultimately, the Eagles could lose again if we lose and still win a division and the number 1 seed. For the NFC East title, all the Eagles got to do is win. Or the Cowboys lose. That's it. Same thing. That's with them getting the number 1 seed and clinching the division. The Cowboys can clinch the division, which a couple of weeks ago we thought this was impossible. But as of the 2nd day of the year in 2023, the Cowboys to clinch the division would just have to beat the Commanders, and the Eagles got to lose against the Giants. So, Cowboy fans, I guess we're going to be the biggest Giant fans if as a fan, and you want that number 1 seed and that bye week and that home field advantage in the playoffs, you will be the biggest Giants fan this weekend for them to beat the Eagles. I'm pretty sure they're going to rush Jalen Hurts back because of that reason, because they want to get that spot. There's no rest for the weary because we got to get this in and get into the playoffs and get into the best seeding as possible. Now, me personally, I don't mind staying at the 5th seed for reasons because of the teams that you're playing. So I'm okay with the 5th seed. So even if the Eagles clinch the number 1 seed, I'm okay with where we are. That's just me personally. But that drama at the number 7 seed, though, like I said, it's a 3-way push right now. The Packers will clinch the Packers will clinch the 7th seed if they win versus the Lions. The Lions will clinch the 7th seed in the playoffs if they win at the Packers. And the Seahawks will keep their spot at number 7 and clinch it with the win against the Rams and a Packers loss. So the Seattle Seahawks have the hardest time to get that spot, even though they're in the spot right now. But they can easily lose that by this weekend because they have 2 things to do, and one of them they can't control. There's 2 things that have to happen for the Seahawks to clinch that 7th spot. They have to win against the Rams, and like I said, and the Packers have to lose against the Lions. So that's going to be interesting. So that means that even if the Lions win against the Packers, that means the Seahawks would still have to lose for the Lions to get into the 7th spot. That 7th seed is going to be interesting. So this is going to be an interesting weekend. Mark is and we're going to be helping him set up and stuff for the tailgate this weekend for the Washington-Dallas game here in the DMV at the dump they call FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. So if you guys are coming, that'll be awesome. It'll probably be a good tailgate. I got to go see what the weather's going to be like that day, but we'll see. But either way, this playoff contention thing always gets a little hairy and tight around this spot. But that 7th seed, woo, them 3 teams, that's going to be something to watch. But anyway, until we find out what time our game is on Sunday, we don't know yet. It's still TBD, but we'll find out soon. In the meantime, in between time, let me know what you guys think about this playoff scenario and how crazy things can end up by the end of this weekend. Let me know what you think in the comment box. And like, share, subscribe to the channel, man. It's your boy E2 Blue, always keeping it real.